Hi, in today's lab, we are going to talk about damn vulnerable web application, which is damn vulnerable. Now, this application is used by penetration testers and application developers in order to find the weaknesses in their applications and tools. We can even use it for brute force, command injection, CSFR, file intrusion, or file upload and cross-site scripting, etc. Now, in order to continue, we'll have to install it on Windows 11, and I'll show you how can we set it up and which files are required in order to proceed with the installation. So you'll go on apachefriends.org website, click on download and download the latest version of XAMPP on your computer. Further, you'll go to GitHub and you'll find DVWA. You'll click on download and download the zip file where you'll find the files for DVWA. Now, as you can see, I have downloaded the files and I have placed it in my folder called lab, and you'll find the files in it. I have extracted it as well. Now, just make sure that once you extract it, it would rename it as dvwa.master. We'll have to rename it as DVWA only. The other thing that we are going to change in this one is that you'll go to your configuration and you'll find a file over here. It's always better to make changes or make copy of the configuration file, and then just remove the copy and dist from it and press enter. That's fine. We are changing the extension of it. The other thing that we want to see in this one is that I want to open and show you the configuration in this one, where we will be able to see that it would require a database server. The database name should be DVWA, the username and the password is also mentioned on this one. Now, I'll show you how can we make the changes and how can we set up the database once we will install an application which is XAMPP. So we'll try to install it now. Now, it would require certain permissions on your computer, but just to proceed, we'll just press OK, press next. We are only concerned about MySQL and PHPMyAdmin, so we'll remove rest of the things which are not required. So as you can see, I have MySQL and PHPMyAdmin checked. Now press next, let it go to the default directory. It's going to install it in CXAMPP. Press next, we are going to install it in English, and let's start the process. Now it would take some time in installing the files. Once done, we'll continue with the tutorial. Now it would ask you certain permissions on the firewall. Just press allow and continue the installation. So now the installation is complete. We'll press finish and it would open the control panel of it. As you can see, the control panel, and if you would like to start Apache, you'll click on this one, and if you want to install MySQL, you'll click on this one. Now you can see the ports on which it is operating, and further it's asking for the access on the firewall, so just press allow so that it would have access on that. Now if you would like to see the default page or the page of Apache itself, you can click on admin and it would take you to the default installation on the dashboard, just to make sure that it is working. And if you would like to make any changes to the database, I'll click on admin and it would open the admin interface for MySQL server as well. Now the difference is that MySQL is a database where we'll have all the tables listed up here, and this is the default page of our web server, which is Apache. Now if you remember, we checked the configuration file on DVWA. It is showing that there is a database called DVWA which is currently not listed up here. So in order to create that database, we'll click on new, and then we'll provide the name of the database over here as DVWA, and I'll click create. So the database has been created and you can see DVWA is listed up here. the second thing is that we need to give permissions to an account which can access this DVWA database. So in order to do that, we'll click on privileges over here, and we'll have to create a new account. So we'll click add a user account, and then we'll refer back to the configuration file to find the username, which is mentioned as DVWA here again. We'll copy it, and then we'll go to the same page, enter the username, and try to get the password from here, which is mentioned as this one. Now it's entirely up to you. If you want to have a different password, you can choose a different password, but I'm going with the default which is provided in the configuration file. Now you can grant the permissions, grant all privileges on database for DVWA, and then press go. Now it would just give the access to this account complete privileges on DVWA. So that was the configuration which was required on phpMyAdmin. The other thing is that now we'll have to copy the files of DVWA to our XAMPP so that we can execute it. So in order to do that, we will go to DVWA folder in our labs. We'll copy it from here, and we will go to our computer in the C drive, and we'll open XAMPP folder, and in this one let me make the icons large, and you'll go to HTTP docs, and you'll paste the folder over here. Now once the folder is pasted over there, you'll go to the browser here again, and you'll type in DVWA and /. So now press enter. It would load your DVWA page. Now in order to log into this one, you'll provide the default username and password. So in order to log in, we'll provide the username as DVWA and the password as mentioned over here. The same password would be used, and then we'll press login. Now, as you can see, it has loaded the initial page of it, but we'll have to create the database just to make sure that it can find it on our phpMyAdmin or our MySQL database. So click on this one, and it would generate a database, and then you'll try to log in on this one again. Now it has generated the database and have linked to the database which is DVWA on MySQL, but sometimes it happens that your DVWA account will not work because it is looking for the default username and password. So this time we'll enter the default username as admin and the password as password, and we will log in. Now you'll see that it's saying that there are certain things which need to be allowed on PHP. So in order to make those changes, we'll go to the configuration part of our dashboard, and we'll have to make the changes in php.ini file. So in order to make the changes, I'll click on config, and I'll go to php.ini. Now it would open the page, and then we'll go back to the application to see that the first thing that it's saying is that allow URL, this thing is disabled. So we'll copy it from here, and then we'll try to find it in this one. Press Ctrl F and type in. You'll be able to see that it's off, so we'll make it or make the changes on it to on. Now that's first thing. The second thing that it's saying is that we'll have to allow an extension which is GD. So let's find GD in this one, and type GD, press enter, and you can see an extension over here. So we'll have to remove this semicolon in front of it, and we can save this file. Now since we have made some changes on the php.ini file, so we'll have to stop our Apache server, and we'll have to load it again. Now once that's done, we'll minimize it and we'll refresh the page, so you can see that those things disappeared from here. Now if you want to check a basic functionality of it, I can go to XSS, which is cross-site scripting reflected, and we can make some changes. But before that, let's go and change its security settings to lowest, so that it does not block any sort of activities on this one. Now I'll go to cross-site scripting again, and what's your name? We can type it as Bob and submit. So it would say hello Bob. And if I would like to write a small script in the your name over here, and I'll submit it, it would have an option or a message shown on the page, which is cross-site scripting. So that was about the basic installation of damn vulnerable web application. I hope you understood it. Thank you very much.